It's been a tough week for Dr. Rajiv Shah, the administrator for the United States Agency for International Development. Over the course of 3 days, he testified in front of 4 congressional committees, receiving an earful from lawmakers about his agency's role in creating a social media platform in Cuba known as Zunzanillo, which collected data on private citizens to reportedly undermine the Cuban government.
The legislation doesn't say anything about setting up a cockamamie idea in Cuba with Twitter accounts and all.
The goal is regime change.
Why would we put that mission in USAID?
Now, despite repeated claims from Administrator Shah that the program was not covert and well known to the White House and lawmakers, a former official on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee told Newsweek otherwise, saying the White House had not been briefed on the USAID's regime change programs and that the secret operations continued just as they had under Bush Cheney, aggressive, overfunded, and in obvious need of oversight and review. On Thursday, calls came from the Senate Foreign Relations Committee for USAID to turn over all documents related to the Zunzanillo program. Senator Jeff Flake.
Will we have access to all of the tweets or the messages that were sent by USAID or its contractors in full, so we can judge here, because we have to determine, we have to provide oversight, whether we authorize programs or fund them.
Administrator Shah promised to comply.
They will gather them, review them, and we will make our findings available to you, absolutely.
Now, one of the biggest defenders of USAID's democracy programs has been the chairman of that committee, Senator Bob Menendez. But on Thursday, Senator Menendez called on Administrator Shah to hand over all relevant documents, not just for Zunzanillo, but for all of USAID's democracy assistance programs.
So as the authorizing committee, I think we want to see what's happening across the entire spectrum. And I would ask you to give me information about all of those programs and all of the programming of those programs and all of the tweets and all of the emails and everything, so that we can make an informed judgment here.
Senator Menendez also said he may call on other government agencies, like the Government Accountability Office, to conduct their own audits. Now, all this extra scrutiny may force USAID to abandon one of its core functions beyond eradicating global poverty. After all, Zunzanillo is just one democracy program in just one country run by USAID. The agency has run similar programs all around the world for decades. And the question is, now, with one of USAID's most notorious democracy assistance programs splashed across newspapers around the world, will appropriators in Congress be forced to deny funding for these programs in the future? In Washington, D.C., Sam Sachs, RT.